BrenTech here, where tech is made simple. So if you find yourself using the OneDrive backup and sync client, which as many of you know comes bundled in both Windows 10 and 11, then you might be interested to know, in case you were unaware, that over the last couple of months, the last 3 months between April and June, Microsoft has been progressively adding some new features and improvements to OneDrive. So if you do use the backup client on a regular basis like I do, you might be interested to know, if you are unaware, as to what new features and improvements have been made over the last couple of months. And these improvements and features, new features that have rolled out to OneDrive, Microsoft has published in their roadmap roundup on the 28th of June for the second quarter of this year. So starting in April, it's now easier to navigate to all your Teams files from OneDrive. And by the way, there's been quite a lot going on between the OneDrive and Teams, the integration between the two services over the last 3 months. So they've added a Your Teams section to the More Places page, as we can see in the image provided, to allow you to easily find and work with all your files in Teams. You can now delete large folders. That's up to 10,000 items at one time. Microsoft Stream, you can comment on a video or audio file in SharePoint and OneDrive, and that means that users with view permissions can leave comments in video or audio files. Moving on to May, you can shift between work and personal files in OneDrive by selecting your profile picture at the top of the OneDrive page. As we can see again in the image, you'll see a list of all your Microsoft accounts or the option to add a new one. You can quickly switch between document libraries. This lets you basically easily switch between those document libraries associated with a Teams team or a SharePoint site, which means you can easily select the drop-down library icon to switch between document libraries. You can pin important files to quick access. Pinning a document library adds it to the top of the quick access section. You can also unpin document libraries from the quick access section. Then moving on to June, there's file browsing in Teams. As mentioned, there's quite a lot going on between Teams and OneDrive over the last 3 months. Now, when you browse to a Teams channel and click the Files tab at the top, as an example, you will be able to leverage familiar controls to easily move or copy your file to another library within Microsoft Teams. Add to OneDrive in Teams. Yeah, they say you can now use Add Shortcut to OneDrive in Teams to give yourself quick access in OneDrive to the Teams files you work with most frequently. Any changes that occur in Teams are also synced, so your files are up to date. And then if you're on Mac OS, apparently OneDrive Sync admin reports for Mac OS are now in public preview. And the long and the short of this paragraph is basically IT admins, it makes it easier now for IT admins to monitor the sync service, which is now in public preview for Mac OS. You can rename shortcuts using the Add to OneDrive feature within the OneDrive web. And you can access your Teams standard and private channel files. When you navigate to a site in SharePoint or OneDrive, you'll be able to access the files stored in Teams standard and private channels associated with that site. And then users with edit permissions to a video file uploaded to SharePoint and OneDrive can click a button in the player to generate closed captions in English. That's regarding the Microsoft Stream generate captions for a video upload to SharePoint and OneDrive. And then lastly, OneDrive File Picker V8. And basically the long and the short of this, just reading from those release notes, it lets you connect your custom web apps to content stored in OneDrive. That's both the commercial and business versions and SharePoint. And with File Picker V8, you can integrate directly with the Microsoft 365 service. And according to Microsoft, that will save you a lot of time. And users who are already logged into Microsoft 365 can seamlessly access files and content through their web app without having to log into the Microsoft 365 account a second time. So that's more or less what has been rolled out, and the new features and improvements that have been made to OneDrive over the last 3 months. And then just to mention a feature that is coming soon to OneDrive, apparently Photo Story. And apparently the stories are coming soon to OneDrive. And just to mention that quickly, According to Microsoft, Photo Story is a new part of OneDrive that makes it easier to share photos and videos with friends and family. You can pick the photos of videos you want to share, add a description, and post to your story. Only the people you want to share with can follow you and view, add comments, and react to your posts. Your friends and family can also make their own stories and posts that can follow, comment on, and react to. And apparently that is rolling out soon to OneDrive as well. So as mentioned, quite a lot has been going on in OneDrive over the last 3 months, and I thought I'll just do that quick summary in case you were unaware. So thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one.